Okay, next question, because before we get to baseball and basketball, which is two of our loves, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment or two. But right now, the next question that I want to ask you about is, there was a case, and I read the thing, Greg had sent me a thing about a case that was in Taunton, and there's a new policy that you've instituted with assistant district attorneys concerning non-fatal shootings. And I kind of like you to walk us through why this came about and how has it helped the district attorney's office, and just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, hearkening back to the campaign once again, I believe that illegal firearms and gun violence was the biggest or the second biggest issue facing the Bristol County District Attorney's Office and the people of Bristol County. I mean, if either that or what was taking place in the relationship between the previous district attorney and the police. So I came into office, I said I was going to do something about illegal firearms and gun violence, and I set about doing it, and the statistics speak for themselves. Now, in 2007, there were 11 homicides, and we brought charges in all 11. But I can't say that the same level of success existed with the shootings. I think in 2007, in New Bedford, there were 13, maybe countywide, there were 20, or less than 20. Would you agree with that, Greg?
Yeah, somewhere around.
Okay. So I thought about what I could do as district attorney to try to improve the solve rate on shootings, because essentially a shooting is a near homicide, except for where the bullet landed. So I talked it over with some of the chiefs, and they were receptive to this idea, and what we decided to do was to have an assistant district attorney on call for shootings. There's one for New Bedford, there's one for Fall River, and there's one for the Taunton Attleboro area. And when there is a shooting, that individual is called right away. The assistant district attorney I'm talking about responds to the scene and gets involved in the investigation immediately, I mean at the very beginning. Now the great advantage of that is the prosecutor's expertise with respect to the law, but also the prosecutor's ability to call witnesses before the grand jury to solve the shooting. We've had some success with that. We haven't solved every single one, but we've solved some, I think, that otherwise would not have been solved. The one in Taunton is an example of that. Garrett Frago, who's really a great young prosecutor, he got involved from day one. He reported to me regularly, which I appreciated. He was bringing witnesses into the grand jury, and it resulted in charges being brought against Mr. De Vega, I think.
De Vega, yeah.
So that's the protocol, and I'm grateful to the chiefs for agreeing to this, and I'm grateful to the police who go to the scene for participating in this, calling us right away. I think it's working for the citizens.
So it's actually like it's a step in by the district attorney's office into an area that normally the district attorney would not get involved unless asked.
That's exactly right. And furthermore, we have offered the services of the state police, their forensic services, if that's needed, also right at the initial stage. So it's just more of the aggressive approach to illegal firearms and gun violence. And as I said, I think the results speak for themselves.